Distance between 2 points in the plane. Decimal answers. Calculate the distance between the points M at -4, 0, and B at -1, 6 in the coordinate plane. Round your answer to the nearest hundredth. Alright, so here we have the point M, and that's at -4, 0. And here we have the point B, which is at -1, 6. Okay, and we need to find the distance between these 2 points. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and skip straight to the handy-dandy distance formula, which is this. The distance between 2 points is x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, if you want to skip straight to this formula, you're absolutely welcome to. Another way to think about this, though, is remember that you're building a right triangle around this line, okay, with that line being the hypotenuse. So the first step is always to build that right triangle. Here we see that it's right, okay, and then we can just count the side lengths. So 1, 2, 3, this side length is 3, and this side length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay. So using this, I can use the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, or simplified, c equals the square root of a squared b squared, with a and b being my legs, 3 and 6. So I would get 3 squared plus 6 squared equals c, which is my hypotenuse. Okay, so I could continue to solve it out this way, but I'm going to go ahead and pause this and jump over here so that you can see that using the Pythagorean theorem is the exact same as using this distance formula. So check this out. My x values of these points are -4 and -1. So I'm going to call this x2, y2, and this one x1, y1. Okay, so my x2 is -4 minus a -1 squared, plus my y2, which is 0 minus 6 squared. So I'm just going to simplify here. -4 minus a -1 is going to become -4 plus 1, which is actually -3 squared, plus 0 minus 6 is -6 squared. -3 squared is 9, and -6 squared is 36. Which now, if you look over here, I have 3 squared, which is 9, plus 6 squared, which is 36. So we see here that the distance or the hypotenuse actually are the exact same formula. Whether we use the differences in my x and y values to find the legs, or if we actually make the triangle and count the side legs. So we'll just keep going over here because we see that they're the same. So the square root of 36 plus 9. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and plug that into my calculator. Well, I guess I should slow down. 9 plus 36 is 45. So the square root of 45 on my calculator shows up like this. 6.708203932. Okay? ... However, this problem asked me to round to the nearest hundredth, which means I want 2 places after my decimal. So I look at the third place and see if it's big enough to bump the second place. Is the 8 big enough to bump the 0? It is. So my final answer is going to be 6.71 is the distance between those 2 points. So again, you could use a distance formula, finding the difference in x's and y's, or you can draw your triangle and count the side lengths. Either way, it's going to get you the same answer.